Man, Shade is talking about that real stuff, man.
Welcome back.
Claws Encounters of the Furred Kind.
Is it?
You got that shit written
Yes.
down, bro?
I think after I get past 3, I really did forget everything about
Well, welcome back.
Foresight and stuff.
We're talking.
To Digi Bros.
There's probably gonna be
Digi
banter
Bro and pals.
at the beginning
Oh,
of this
yeah.
episode.
Friends, comrades,
Allies.
Digi
Our-
and
what is
allies.
other
I
words?
think we're more the Axis.
Comrades.
As opposed
I
to
Are
left
we
my
the
fucking
Axis?
we're the Axis.
We should just be Conrad and the Comrades.
There you go.
Conrad and the Commodores.
I guess
Josie and the
we
Pussycats.
could be the Axis powers, can't we? And Josh is that weird Zimmerman telegram half of the.
Oh God, yes. I'm a fascist Italy because I was born in Italy.
It doesn't really make
You were born
sense
in
though. I
Italy?
guess I'm just Asian,
Where in
so
Italy?
Naples.
Well,
Or
that would make you
Napoli.
Japan, right?
What?
They were an Axis power. He said he's Asian, so.
Yeah, that's why I just said I'm fascist Italy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that make he's Japan. Am I Germany?
I guess so.
Yeah, you're
You could be
you're the German.
Vichy France or
I do
whatever.
have a German name.
Yeah. Don't just ignore that.
Don't worry about it.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, it's a Wii U. It's not like this is an illegal copy of the game. Like,
It
Well,
just doesn't.
People
it
might
seems really
feel
weird.
like the
Immersion
play,
breaking?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's illegitimate or something.
God.
Like
it's
to do a
it's
save
fucking
state.
Earthbound, and we've done save states before on this show.
Brandon, stop.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Has anyone heard of a game called Crash Bandicoot?
Have you ever heard of a game called what's that game called?
Which one?
Best game
the
ever.
one that had graphics that held up well
Oh no! I gotta fight
Jesus.
the tent.
for the
Garg.
PS1 game or Dreamcast game.
Are you talking about Jackie Chan Stuntmaster?
Oh, that is a great game. But no, when we were talking about Onimusha, and I was like, man, these graphics held up pretty well. And you're like, you know what other game held up pretty well?
Oh, Winback.
Yeah.
Oh, Winback. The opposite of holding up pretty well.
Onimusha,
Actually, might
I
die
want to
here.
do a play of Onimusha, I think.
Well, we can do that.
At some point,
Sometime.
maybe.
In the
Of course, I
future.
really want to do Wario, too.
So
Wario would be cool.
now that I've asked you guys the question, I have to ask Josh. What kind of anime do you watch?
He doesn't watch anime.
Yeah.
He's seen some anime.
Pretty much the
In his day.
anime that I've seen is more or less limited to what appeared on like Toonami and Adult Swim.
Right.
What you guys have showed me
Right.
over the years, and then like just random people have just showed me.
So
like,
what shows have you liked? What shows are your favorite anime shows?
Inuyasha?
No,
You seem to have a good time watching Haganai with Shade.
Haganai was funny. I enjoy it. I haven't seen enough of it to say. I was like,
I've never seen the Hagen.
You saw like the whole first season, didn't
Yeah.
you?
there's another season.
Oh god.
I
With
gotta see-
anime, that's like rare. So like, you can take watching one season as I basically watched the whole show,
Okay.
and then like if a second season comes out, you're like, oh,
Oh,
shit,
good, there's
they
more
actually
show.
did it. Like, this show must have sold like a few copies.
3 people bought this show. We can make more.
I think there's a bunch of OVAs for that.
When
as
I was
well.
a kid, me and my
What?
friends in the neighborhood I grew
Haganai.
up in,
Oh.
which we pretty much watched like Dragon Ball Z
Oh, yeah.
all
Yeah,
the
that's
time. That
classic.
was like a big deal.
I think we've all
in my
seen
childhood.
at
And, like,
least
FL
the
Blue
majority
Lagoon.
of.
FLCL, one of my favorites. I used to watch Case Closed a lot.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Victor was really into that for
I
a
used to
while.
love that.
Detective
Like,
Conan.
I went on vacation once, and this is back in the day when you had to record stuff on VHS tapes.
Uh-huh.
I made my neighbors record the show for me on VHS tapes, even though they played it every night.
The sad thing was that they only have released 40 episodes of that on Adult
Oh yeah,
Swim.
that's right.
It was like 40 episodes and they repeated them all, and then that was it, and they never released the rest of it, which made me really sad. You know, there's about 700 episodes of that in
Yeah.
Japan. It's still running. It's been running since the early 90s.
Yeah, I learned about that, and I was like, I should.
Yeah,
I need to
it's
do
in like the
this.
top 10 most like highest number of episode anime. And it's also got like 30 movies or something like
Yeah.
that, which, and all of it's the same. It's all exactly what you're expecting. Like, they never solve the whole getting him to be an adult thing again. That's never gonna
Yeah.
happen. He's gonna be a kid forever for the rest of time.
He's in limbo.
Like, I know a lot of people said that like they they dropped that show and they realized that like, oh,
It's
the
never
central
actually gonna
plot
resolve.
is never gonna happen. Like, there's 750 episodes of this.
It pretty
or
much it just
something.
became a show where he solves a mystery, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's
I
like
know a few
Scooby-Doo.
people who've seen all of it too. It's like it's a journey. It takes like even if you watch it actively, like watching at least an episode every day, it's gonna take you more than a year, up to 2 years, to watch the entire show.
Jesus.
You always have something to watch, and that's kind of what I liked about it.
Yeah.
Whereas other shows, like you said, after a season, they're just like done.
Dude, if you want a long runner
Zombie
that you will love, Gintama is the way to go.
Gintama.
Gintama has 275 episodes right
Holy
now,
shit.
and all of them are the best episode of anime that has ever been created.
They're just the best ever.
Gintama is the best anime ever made.
Oh, hello, Ness.
Bar
Period.
none. It's a lot like I don't know what I'd compare it to. I guess it's like the Simpsons of anime,
Okay.
but like before it turned to shit, you know.
The Simpsons of
The
anime.
Simpsons of anime.
There's a
I
lot
feel like
of Simpsons.
there's a show that's more
But
like
not
The
I don't mean
Simpsons.
that it's like conceptually similar to the
Right.
Simpsons. I mean in terms of being
That'd be odd.
like wildly funny for an incredible period of time. Like
And then not being funny.
well,
and
it hasn't gotten
hasn't
that
hit
far
that
yet.
that point yet.
I don't think it will. I think it'll get canceled if it ever gets
It-
dumb.
Matt
doesn't have
Groening,
the
if you're
same,
watching this, just stop.
'cause-
impact that
like-
Simpsons
Stop.
has. Where if Simpsons got canceled, even if no one watches it anymore, people would flip shit.
Right. I think anime is a lot more cutthroat than American stuff. Where like, with an American show, like if you have a successful season, then you're probably gonna run until your show is complete garbage.
Yep.
Like
We don't like characters to die off or disappear. We just
Right.
like them. We just like
Mod.
them to get to the point where we fucking hate them and then
yeah,
don't want to
I
see
just
them anymore.
I feel like
Stupid
a
sexy
show has
Flanders.
to like.
Stupid, sexy Flanders.
I feel like a show has to do bad from the beginning for it to get canceled in the U.S. Whereas like in Japan, if a show has if like everything does bad, so if something has any modicum of success, then it's gonna keep going. But the second that success stops, it's gone. You know, because Gintama's a Shonen Jump story, and Shonen Jump, like, you know, is pretty brutal. You gotta keep being interesting every week if you want to keep running in Shonen Jump, which is hard for a comedy series. But Gintama does it, man. It's been nonstop killing it for over 10 years now. And the anime is constantly in threat of being canceled, and has been
Oh.
canceled a few times, and yet it just keeps coming
so,
back.
if anything, it's not the Simpsons, it's the Futurama.
Yeah,
of anime.
it's way
Look at
in
this.
terms of concept, it's basically Futurama. Like, because it takes place during the Edo period, but during an Edo period where aliens have invaded the Earth from
Nice.
every like every kind of alien has invaded Earth. So literally anything can happen in Gintama, just
sounds
like
amazing.
in Futurama.
Hey, whoa,
But,
whoa.
I've just been saving like
It's
that.
much more like dry compared to, well, not dry. Futurama's more like each episode has like a coherent plot, and in Gintama it's more like just like events unfolding, and you're wondering how crazy it can get before it's over.
The people are there, something happens, and shit
Yeah.
gets real.
It'll just be like they're sitting around in their house bored, and then like some weird alien will show up and they've got their whole story, but then like every step of the way is just something completely retarded happening. Like, oh, the problem is that like the universe is gonna explode because his nose is stuffed up, and if we don't find a way to pick the guy's nose, then the whole universe is going to die. But then they put their finger in there, and it turns out the boogers are super glue, and now your finger's stuck in the nose. Like, that's the kind of like plot progression that'll happen in an episode of
So-
Gintama. And I'm just making that up. That wasn't a real episode.
Oh.
But,
There you go.
that's the kind of thing that happens.
It sounds like they
fly.
have like a 20-sided die and they're just rolling it.
It's like that, yeah. But it's just got such a solid cast, and
I will have to watch that if I
Yeah,
can
it's
remember
great.
the name.
I will say
I
that the
will-
first few episodes are not as good. Like, it takes a few episodes to pick up, but then once it gets rolling, and it gets rolling pretty quick comparatively to how many episodes there are. Like,
I tend to be more lenient with shows.
I'd say
like,
I was
usually
probably hooked in 5 or 6
I'm not the kind of
episodes.
person that'll drop a show like after a couple episodes.
Right.
Usually I'll give it a season.
Yeah, well
to
then you'll be
get
fine
into
with
it.
Gintama.
Just because I know, like,
It's so
sometimes
fucking good,
the first
man.
couple episodes are like weak. They're trying to figure out what
When
they're
I,
doing, and,
like-
and then they got it.
When I try to get people into Gintama, I show them later episodes first. Like, because Don-san showed me, like, episode 75 as my first episode, and it was not even translated yet. He watched it with me in Japanese and just explained to me what was happening, and it was still funny enough that I was like, this show is amazing. Like, I need to pick this up. So, I might show you that episode, because it's one of my favorites. It's,
I want to watch this.
It's about 4 characters getting trapped in a bathroom with no toilet paper and having to have a Death Note-esque mind game to try to to get one another to get toilet paper. It's pretty great. But yeah, Gintama is an absolute classic. I advise everybody to watch it. I've been rambling about it for so long that it's time for next time on Digi.
Next time on Digi.
Next time, I talk.
Yeah.
Okay.